You ever watch a movie or show, and there's this one actor who always stands out, even if you don't know their name yet? For me, that was Chris Hemsworth. The first time I noticed him was in the film Cabin in the Woods. He had a presence about him. Then I saw him again in the first Avengers movie, and I remember thinking, yeah, that's Thor. They nailed that casting. But what really made me a big fan was seeing the mentality behind him.
You once told me a story about something your daughter said when you kind of half-jokingly suggested to her you might retire. Do you remember what that was?
Yeah. I was talking to her, and as I've done, I feel like I've been doing for a long time to my kids. I'm like, every time I've left to go on another trip or go back to work, I'm like, but it's not long, soon I'm going to take some downtime. And I think, my daughter sort of rolls her eyes at times these days and says, yeah, sure. And I said, and then this time I said, look, when I've done with this tour, I'm having a big chunk of time at home. And she goes, oh, great, awesome, it'll be fun. And I said, yeah, and maybe I'll just retire. Maybe this is it. Maybe I'll stay home with you forever now. And she's like, no, Dad, you can't. And I was like, why? And she goes, because kids love seeing you play Thor. And it was this beautiful kind of moment of like, oh yeah, maybe it does. There is a purpose to it. I think for me, I've been chasing my career and I've been doing it for a number of reasons, but it's been my journey, and there's a sense of sort of guilt that comes with that, of sort of chasing down my dreams all the time. And when you have kids, it's not about your dreams anymore, it's about theirs, and I have a family to take care of. And I was really sort of questioning kind of what I've contributed or done, and hearing her say that was like a beautiful little moment. And so I don't want to retire, and for a number of reasons, but I certainly want to replenish and fill up my cup again. I feel like it's just been sort of flat stick for so long now, and I've loved it and I'm very thankful for it, but I need to have a chunk of time at home now and sort of get re-inspired, I guess.
You see that right there? That's real. That's self-awareness. Too many people get lost in the grind, chasing the career, the path, the goals. But at some point, you have to realize your path isn't just about you, and it shouldn't be. There's got to be something bigger behind it. That's what I respect about Chris. He opened up about that, and it hit different. It made me appreciate not just his work, but him. His story is inspiring, but it's the honesty, the rawness, the vulnerability. That's what sets him apart. Let's break it down. Chris grew up in Melbourne, Australia. He wasn't born into fame, just a kid from a working class family who loved surfing and chasing something bigger. When he made the move to LA, it wasn't red carpets and first class flights. He was broke, straight up, sleeping on couches, living out of a bag, doing auditions left and right, and trying to get anyone to give him a shot. He wasn't making much money, sometimes barely enough to eat or get around. But he kept showing up, day after day, rejection after rejection. Because when you believe in something, when you know you got something in you that hasn't been seen yet, you hold the line and you grind it out. That's the part of his journey that gets overlooked, but it's the most important. Too many people nowadays see the end result, the fame, the roles, the body, the success. But this is where it all started, with nothing but a dream and the willingness to suffer for it. Hemsworth did not blow up overnight. He did a bunch of smaller roles, a few soap operas back home, and some TV stuff in the States. But when he booked Thor, everything changed for him. They could have casted anyone, but he looked the part, and more importantly, he felt like the part. That role put him on the map, worldwide. But here's where most people get stuck. They land the big gig, and they just ride it out, get comfortable, stay safe. Chris didn't do that. After Thor, he could have coasted, but he kept evolving. He trained harder, studied more, focused on becoming more than just a franchise actor. He wasn't interested in just playing a god on screen. He wanted to earn it in real life too. That's when I started to respect him even more. Then came Extraction. Let me just say this right now. The films Extraction 1 and 2 are some of my favorite action movies to this day. It's not because of crazy special effects or Marvel-sized budgets. It's because Hemsworth puts his all into the character of these two films. This isn't fantasy. It's gritty, it's raw. And you can feel how much physical and mental effort went into every scene. There's a one-shot action sequence in the first movie. Oftentimes in action movies now, you see so many cuts. Chris was fully committed to this role. He did most of his stunts. He didn't have to go that hard, but that's the point. He did it anyway. What people don't see is his work behind the scenes. Chris doesn't just get in shape for roles, he remains in shape. He launched his own fitness app, which is more than just workouts. It's about lifestyle, mindset, movement, and meditation. He's built a routine that keeps him sharp, not just for Hollywood, but for life. You can tell he's someone who values structure, peace, and purpose. That's the top control mentality in full effect. Optimizing your peak, not for a moment, but for a lifetime. Let's end with 3 things you can take from Chris Hemsworth and apply it to your own journey. Number 1, bet on yourself, even if no one else sees it. Chris left everything to chase acting in a new country with no guarantees. Sometimes, believing in yourself is the only thing you have, and that's enough. Number 2, don't let one success define your ceiling. Thor definitely made him famous, but he didn't stop there. He pushed for new roles. Complacency kills evolution. Number 3, discipline isn't seasonal, it's who you are. Chris's body isn't just for show, it's a reflection of his mindset. He trains every day, eats with intention, moves with purpose, and that's why he continues to thrive. He's proof that mindset builds momentum, that discipline breeds power, and that top control isn't about being better than anyone. It's about becoming your best self. Every role, every rep, every evolution. He earns it. And if he can keep leveling up, so can you. Top control stands for to optimize peak control. Whether that's taking control of your life or just working on becoming better in the areas that matter. If this video resonated with you or made you think a little differently about your path, that's the same vision behind the brand. It's not just about clothing. It's about the mindset to stay focused, stay grounded, and to move with purpose. If you're interested, check out my website and support the brand. There's a link in the description below, and you can get a 15% off your first order. Take control or be controlled.